Okay, in case any issues with viewing my screen, so if something if you find the screen is freezing, then something wrong from your side. Okay, what or you can type it in the chat window. Best thing is you can sign in with from your mobile phone or other mobile phone. Okay, maybe sometimes bandwidth, the network bandwidth, it'll freeze my screen. Okay. But my bandwidth is good. I made sure that so that at the time of training, you're not supposed to have any issues. So, okay, this is my Power BI desktop. Okay, I launched it now. Look here, there are three icons are there here, right? So this is your report view by default, right? So when once you launch your Power BI desktop, what you see is the second. What you see is the report canvas. This is called your report canvas. Okay, in the white color thing. Okay, so here we create the reports in this white. For example, on the right side, just beneath this visualization pane, you have a lot of visuals. In Power BI, we call charts as visuals. In Power BI, we call charts as visuals. Look here. So these are the visualization. Just beneath the visualization pane, you can find all the different types of charts. We will explore, what is each visual is all about. When we are supposed to use what type of visual, that also we'll discuss it down the line. Okay, here for you to get a feel of how to create a report, how this screen will look like. For example, I'm going to hit this clustered bar chart, or I'm going to hit this clustered column chart, right? The moment when you click on any visual here, it will get dragged to your report canvas automatically. Okay, so it created the visual with some dummy data. So we need to populate the data. So we need to load the data first of all. Okay, let's say your manager wants to create, he wants to see some report. He has given you the requirement. Okay, he has given you the requirement, and also the data set also he has given it to you. So you need to load the data, and then what you need to do is you need to drag and drop the columns that you wanted to visualize it. Okay, we have something called x-axis, y-axis, right? And school time itself we studied how to plot a chart and all. Even I hope all of you would have worked on Excel at least at the basic level, right? Make sure that you are learning at least the basics of the Excel, because the interview they'll ask you, okay, and how good are you in Excel? How do you create the charts? Okay, but anyhow, I will just cover the basics later point in time. Fine, this is the whole idea of this one. Okay, so okay, now first we will explore the navigation, and then we will see how we can load the data, everything quickly. So here on the left side and left top, there are three icons. Other one is the report view. The default one, when you click on this, and it will take you here. Okay, the report canvas. Okay, what you are seeing is the default. When you open the Power BI desktop, you will find the report canvas, and this is your data view, and this is your model view. There are three types of view. One is report view, data view, and model view. Okay, so now what I will do is, in order to understand these three icons, right, I will load the data. I will click on the get data icon here. Okay, and here you will find a lot of connectors. In Power BI, a lot of connectors are to enable you to connect to any type of source system file. Okay, for example, in my case, the data was given in a CSV file. What is CSV file? CSV stands for comma separated value file. Right, so comma separated. CSV stands for the comma separated value file. CSV stands for comma separated. This file is very popular, this type of file, okay, because even though the volume of the data is very high, even when you work with many customers, right, they still use comma separated values, which means, the columns are separated by a delimiter called comma. For example, you have something like employee ID is a column, and you have employee name. Okay, to distinguish which column has employee ID data in it, which column has employee name value in it, they use comma here. For example, here, listen, E015V, something like that, employee ID. Here, listen, here, Vasu, something like that, okay? So to distinguish the employee ID and E name, they use comma here. Otherwise, what will happen? This V and V Vasu, something, it will get confused, right? So each and every column will be separated by comma. The delimiter is called comma here. Delimiter is comma here. But some customer, they use semicolon and colon. This is colon, this is semicolon. And then some people, they use pipe symbol. In some projects I've seen, they use pipe symbol. Between employee ID and e-name, they use pipe symbol, the values, okay. Okay, some people, they use tab. So between, the columns, once tab will be there. That means 4 space. In the space bar, if you press 4 times, that is your tab. There is equivalent tab. In your keyboard, you have tab key, right? So one column to another column, they use the delimiter as a tab. So it depends on the customers, depends on the project that you work, the delimiter will change, but the comma separated delimiter are the
Sir,
common.
sir, I have one question. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. So the things you are teaching us like in a theory manner, is it possible if you just give us in a practical form one file like CSV and because no, I can understand what you are talking about over here. Like you are talking about the file delimiter separated or everything. But sir, if it is it possible that you give us any Excel file that is something in a like in a practical manner, sir? Because I think it's going more theory, sir.
No, first theory and then hands-on part. So I'm covering everything because if I don't cover theory and if I directly jump in, first of all, you need to understand, right? Because I have mix of people here. Okay, they wanted to understand, what exactly comma separate value files. But in
Okay.
real time, see, we worked with currently I'm working with the Target and largest companies. They are using. See, we need to understand the large scale data also. Okay, and the comma separated value files, everything you should be knowing it, right? Excel is fine. Excel, the mid scale and small scale company, they are still using it. Large scale companies, if you see millions of records, for example, billions of records, right? In that case, the CSV files are used. So don't worry, I will cover everything. I request all your patience, right? I will go step by step. It is not my interest. If if I finish the training, for me, I can start another batch, right? The whole intention is I want you to understand everything in detail,
Okay, sir.
right? That is the whole idea, right? So just don't think, from what you work currently, think from the, industry point of view. The industry, they are using Hadoop system nowadays. The huge volume of data are there. Okay. First, understand theory. That is very, very important. So, everybody, they start jumping, see, my report is, some report is right. They, as soon as I give the job, they started, jumping into coding. First, understand the theory and plan and analyze. And then you start your coding part. Okay. So you hit the, and what I would suggest is Guru Kiran. So, I will, don't worry. Okay,
Okay.
you need to have some patience. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, so that you will understand, the idea begins. And I have a mix of people here. Okay, hope it sounds fine with you, right? Okay, look here. So this is the one. Okay, and the next one is yeah, the first 1 or 2 sessions, it will be, a bit slow. Afterwards, we'll scale up this, we'll step up the pace. Okay. And at the same time, those of you who are having non-IT background, please watch my recorded video without fail, so that, and then practice it. Okay. So, and then you should also need to scale up. You cannot keep say, right, I'm a fresher, I'm a non-IT guy, I need some time, because you have a lot of time, weekly 3 days only this session, and you have a lot of time. You can practice it. Okay. And weekdays itself we can practice, weekends also you can practice it. Okay, no more talking. Okay, so get data. Look here, I hit the get data here and text CSV. Okay, I just opened, clicked on the CSV file. Look here, In my folder, I have something called W sales underscore W04. There is a file called sales underscore W04.csv. I just hit the open button. So the moment when I selected the file, sales W04.csv file, it just, it just opened the preview window, data preview window. So in this preview window, you can see the, sample data. It is not showing the entire data of my sales W04.csv file. Okay, it is not showing the entire data. You need to remember this because it's a preview window. Preview window will help you to get a gist of what is there in the data set. Right. So look here, row.id order. So let's say you have the same name of the file that is available. This is a week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 file. So let's say you wanted to open the Jan or December 2022 data. So week 4 data I want to set for December 2022, and you just want to make sure that is that December 2022 or November 2022. Right. So this gives you a quick idea, or the data are, whatever I'm going to load it is having the sufficient data in it or not. The advantage of this one is we are working with huge volume of the data, believe me or not, okay, millions and millions of records we are dealing with. This is very, very important. Just, working on this, simply loading the data and showing some, so in that case, it will give you an idea. So how good the, quality of the data. Okay. But after you hit the load button, if it takes 30 to 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour time to load it, after loading it, if you realize the data is not good, then it will be, a waste of time, right? So it will, it will reduce your productivity. Look here, I could see that the first row is blank here. All right. And then I just scroll towards the right side. I can see that all the necessary columns are available. Look here, sales in the column. I could see that there is some data issue here. The number values prefixed with the dollar. And so there are some issues that this column needs to be, needs some kind of treatment. Okay, I just hit the load button. So guys, don't, make me to rush. Okay. I will go in a slow pace initially. Please bear with me. Okay. Because I have a mix of people, and end of the day for you also, it is very useful. Because we are, see, you know what? I get up by 4 a.m. The reason why is, sorry, I go to bed by 4 a.m. Because the volume of the day is very high, because of which we have lost sleep. If any one of the load gets failed, your life is, miserable. Yeah, Guru Karan, please encourage me. Okay. Theory is very important. Thanks for your understanding, Guru Karan. Look here, now the data got loaded. So on the right side, just beneath the fields pane, you can see that the file got loaded here, sales W04. Okay, we did not get any error. That means the file got loaded successfully. But the next question is, where can I see the file which I loaded it? So initially it will be like this. The fields pane will be collapsed. Okay. And you might be wondering where the data got loaded. So you need to go at the right top, and in the field, you will find something like fields. Expand this one. And this, just beneath the fields pane, you can see the sales W04 file. Okay. Next to that, you can see the table icon. So what is this table icon? Even though this file is a comma separated value file, or let's say it's Excel file, okay, it will show, it will convert as a table. It will consider, irrespective of the type of the file, once you load the data into your Power BI desktop, it will consider all the type of file as a table. Okay. And then if you want to see the columns that belong to this table, just next to that, you will have this icon. When you hit this, it will get expanded. So you can see all the columns that belongs to this table, sales W04, and right, all the columns you can see it here. And then you will find the sigma notation just next to each column. This sigma notation tells us, these are all kind of a number data type. Okay. But just next to the sales column, we don't see the sigma notation, which means it is not considered this as a number data type. Okay. So why? So we have noticed, when we looked at the data preview window, we noticed that in the sales column for a specific value, dollar was prefixed. Right? We need to remove the dollar and then we need to convert it as a number data type. Only then we'll find the sigma notation here. The sigma, what it says is, the default aggregation. Okay. Anyhow, we'll look at this little later. So now, just beneath the field span, we can see the file name. And then when you expand this, you can see all the column names. The next question is, where can I see the data here? Okay, you need to hit this button. Okay, you can hit this button, this icon. That is what your data view. If you want to see the data, you just click on this here. It will take some time to load the data. As soon as you hit the data view, it will not populate the data. It will take some time to load the data. Look here. Look here. Now only the data are visible here. Got it? So when you click on this one, it will expand. Here also you can see, even in the data view, you can see the file name and the table name, and then the columns that belongs to this table. And then on the left side, you will find all the data here. So got it. And here also you can check it out. For example, if I hit the country column, you can see the name of the column and then the text data type. Okay, text data type. And then, for example, in our case, the sales column, I just click on this one. Sales, but text data type is there. Ideally, it should be a number data type. For example, when I click on the quantity, yeah, the quantity is a column name, and then the data type for this column is whole number. It is an integer because quantity most of the time it will be a whole number. It shows whole number, okay? And it's a whole number. Even the discount is a decimal number. It's a whole number, it's a decimal number. But the sales is a text data type. There is some problem here. We need to address this one. Okay, fine. And the next one is, see, first one is, if I want, for example, currently you are in data view. To view the data for any specific table, you need to switch it to the data view so that you can see all the data that belongs to the specific file or table. And the next view is model view. The model view, you can see the table name and the columns are here. Okay, so this looks like a table. How many of you worked with Erwin diagram, ER diagram, Erwin tool? The Erwin tool, we do the data model design, isn't it? All right, so you will find that the tables looks like this. It looks exactly like a table, right? The logical design, we do it. Logical and physical design, we do it there. So model view. Any of this data model design, we will take a look at it later. So this is my model view. If I want to switch it to the data view to view the data, I can do it. And if I want to go to the report view, I want to design my report here. So you can click on this one. So report view and data view and model view. Report view, data view, and model view. You got it? So these are the three icons you need to remember it. Okay, fine. The next step is I just go to the data view. I wanted to know how many number of records loaded here. Okay, just at the lower left bottom, you will find the number of records that are available in this file, 25,007 rows. And then the number of columns are not shown here. Okay, only the rows, total number of rows are showing, it are displayed here. Okay. Okay, there are three components. You need to remember it when it comes to Power BI. One is the report canvas, and the other one is the model view, which is nothing but the Power Pivot. It is also called as a Power Pivot. So this is your report canvas. This is one component, and the second one is the Power Pivot. Okay, so these are the two components. Apart from this, we have one more component. That is what your Power Query editor. You need to click on the transform data ribbon. Here you will find the transform data. Here, when you hit this, it will open the Power Query editor. So the third the component is The Power Query Editor. So what is the Power Query Editor? That is kind of a kitchen. This is where we do all kind of data cleaning. Power Query Editor. Okay. This is where we do all kind of data cleaning, data pre-processing, everything we do it here. Data pre-processing, you can do it here. Okay. So now the question is, okay, we have something else called data view. Data view is just for viewing the data. That's all. Okay. We cannot say that's the component. The report canvas, Power Query Editor, Power Pivot. These are the three components that are available as part of your Power BI desktop. Power Pivot is meant for modeling the tables, modeling the relationship between the tables. The interview question, modeling the relationship between the tables. And the report canvas, we create the report design, everything. Power Query Editor, we do all kind of data pre-processing. Got it? So these are the three components you need to remember it. Got it. So now we are in Power Query Editor. This is kind of a kitchen, right? So we buy vegetables from the market. The next step is we take you to the, see, we have the data. Data is kind of a vegetable. So all the vegetables that are required for cooking, you go and buy it there. That is your data. The second step is you need to clean the vegetables. You need to chop the vegetable, cut the vegetables. You need to mix the recipes, right? That we do it. That is kind of a pre-processing. That is what we are going to do it in Power Query. Just think Power Query is kind of a kitchen, right? We do all kind of data cleaning, data pre-processing, everything out here. Once you transform your data in the required format, then you go to the data model and create the relationship between the tables. And then the next step is create the report. Look here what I am going to do is, right, so look here on the left side in the Power Query Editor, you can see something like queries. So you might be asking this question. So irrespective of the file type that I load it in my Power Query Editor, it will consider them as a table. You can see the table icon. Okay. But when I open the Power Query Editor, it considers the same table as a queries. That's all. Instead of saying table, it's a queries here. Okay. Because the Power Query Editor, the tool in the component name itself, Power Query Editor, hence, right, it's consider them as a query here. Okay. Here, what we do is we can do some cleaning, everything. For example, I just go here, the sales column. And if you notice one thing here, for, just next to each and every column, for example, quantity, next to that, you will find an icon 1, 2, 3. So just next to the sales, you will find ABC. What is this ABC? ABC, it tells us the text data type. This column is a text data type. And quantity is a whole number. We don't see any decimal value here. Okay. And next to the discount, you can see that 1.2. This is a decimal data type, decimal number. The discount column has a decimal number in it. Okay. And similarly, profit. Okay. And in the case of date data type, next to your column, for example, order date, here the next to that, the icon should show something like calendar kind of icon, but it shows ABC, text data type. So what happens is when you load any data in your Power BI desktop, Power BI desktop assigns the data type behind the scene. Okay. But what happens is when it looks something like any number value is combined with any special character like forward slash, backward slash, hyphen or dollar, it will consider them as a text data type. Even if you have a single value in your column, which is our text data type, it will assign the entire column as a text data type. Look here in this one, only one value was prefixed with the dollar. Just because this one value was prefixed with dollar, it considers it's a kind of alphanumeric data type. So alphabet as well as here it's not alphabet, it's a special character. Okay, special character with some value or any alphabet value with a number that is considered as a text data type. Just because of one value, you have a text data type. Entire column, it assigns a text data type. You can see this data type. And if you wanted to see what are the data types that are available in Power Query Editor, just click on this icon. You will find all the data: decimal number, fixed decimal, whole number, percentage, date, time, and duration text. So this is a Boolean data type. Okay, and then this is a binary data type and text data type and duration and time zone, time, different types of data type. But these are the data types which we use it more on decimal number, fixed decimal number, whole number, date, time, date. Okay, and text data type and Boolean data type. These are the one we use it more frequently. And if you want to use some time zone alone, right, so you can use this option and all. Okay, let's go step by step. Let's not jump into everything. So you will be overwhelmed. The commonly used data types, we'll take a look at it. So now the sales column got assigned with the ABC. Okay, now I need to convert number data type. I can hit this one, click on the decimal number. If I do this, it is going to add a new step at the right side, just beneath the applied steps. If you notice here, whatever the transformation or the steps that I carry it out here, that one will get recorded in sequence. For example, I remove this column, that one will, and then what I did, I just, renamed this column. First step was remove the column, that will get recorded. And then the second step was renaming the column, that one will get recorded. I will tell you why it is getting recorded. What are the steps that we carry out here in a while, okay? Look here, now I just want to change the data type upfront. What did I do? Look here. Here, I just click on this icon. Here, I can change the data type by selecting the, the appropriate data. Look here, the sales is a decimal number, right? I just click on this. It shows replace the current one. Okay, replace the current one. The existing data itself, you want to replace it? Yes. So what happened? This, it landed up with some kind of error when I, converted this. And what I do is I just go here and then I just remove this one. It's kind of, control Z. Control Z is not going to work here. In your notepad or any document, when we type something and then, if you wanted to remove this, it's a mistake, you removed it. You later you realized mistakenly removed it. Press Control Z to undo the changes, whatever it did. We use Control Z. That Control Z is not available here. Instead, it records all the steps just beneath the applied steps here. Okay, and next to the step, you have the cross mark here. When you click on the cross mark, it's kind of your Control Z, Control Z, and you can undo the step, whatever you carried out. If you want to do it, you can do it there. Okay, now what I do is when I upfront go and change it to decimal number, it is, it is assigning error. It is create, it got, it creates some error, right? So while you cannot convert the text data type into number upfront. So what do I do? So I need to do some kind of data transformation. What kind of transformation? In this case, I just keep the cursor over here, right click on it, and you have something called replace values. Where are the remove? Yeah, replace values is, there is an option here, right? This is called your context menu. In the context menu, you'll find replace values. Just click on the replace values. Okay, here what I do is I just type dollar. So what I say is, hey, wherever you find dollar, replace with empty string. So if I don't specify anything, it is considered empty string. Look here, the dollar got removed, replaced with some empty string. The dollar went off. And then I just scroll down and see there are some NE. In case of any blank values are there in your column, Power BI, it assigns NE. NE stands for not available. It's a, so it's kind of a null value. Okay. So what I want to do is I just keep the cursor over here, right click on it here and replace values, replace NE by 0. Okay. So I can leave it blank here, but when you have a blank value in your data set, Power BI assigns NE. Again, if I assign blank, that doesn't make any sense. I just replace the NE by 0. Look here, the moment when I replace the NE by 0, it replaced it. And also on the right side, we can see the replaced value, what steps that I carried out. And then if you look at the formula bar here, like in Excel, right? NA was replaced by 0. So what is this? Table dot replace value. This is called M language. M language. I just type M language. In Power Query Editor, the M language is used. Okay, M language is used. It's also called a mashup language, M language. Okay, so this M language gets generated on your behalf by the Power Query Editor automatically. As and when you carry out any steps behind the scene, the Power Query Editor generates the M language. You don't have to remember, or you don't have to type table dot replace value and all. Just point and click. Just point and click. Okay, and that's all. Okay, and replace values. That's it. Okay, according to us, we don't have to write this code. Okay, so that is also the reason why we call Power BI as a low code. Okay, a low code tool. We don't have to write the script, lengthy script for each and everything. But behind the scene, in order for the Power BI to understand, it has to generate this one. Okay, the Power Query has to generate the M language. Okay, fine. Now you understood. The next step is, so there are two steps we carried out. First one is we remove the blank, the dollar by, replace the dollar by null value. Okay, so look here. You want to see the previous step. You click on the previous step here, replaced value. We have replaced the dollar by empty string. The next what step we carried out, you click on the next step here. You can see that, and the next step what we did was we replaced the blank value by 0. Correct? Okay. Now the data looks clean, but still it is in the text data type only. Why? Because we just removed the replace the NA by 0, we replace the dollar by empty string, but we are yet to convert that as a number data type. Now, if you go and click on this and then hit the decimal number, now we look here, you don't see any error here. The entire value in this column got converted as a decimal data type successfully. And if you see the error here, 0%. Very good. The valid is negative, but empty is 1%. We could see some blank values are there, empty, which means the first row, if you see here, we have a blank record here. Right. So what I do is I just currently we are in the home ribbon, though I am in the Power Query Editor. Right. So I'm in the home ribbon. Here we have something called remove rows. Remove top rows. You need to select this one. See, in this case, it is pretty simple. Okay, we have a blank row that is there in the first row itself, and you just go here, remove top rows. Here you can see, you can specify one, the first record, you remove it. Supposing you have top five records, if you have blank values, you can specify 5. In our case, the only first row as a blank record, I just specify 1 and click on OK. Okay, you might be asking this question, sir, somewhere, in this case, the blank record was available in the first row. And let's, every alternative rows if I have blank records. So, what we have some options here, right? Remove top rows, remove bottom row, remove alternate rows also available. But randomly, I could see some kind of blank rows, right? That is a bit challenging. That we'll see it later, okay? So what are the steps that we carried out? We removed the blank record and we replaced the dollar by empty string in the sales column, and then we replace the NA by 0, and then only we convert the data type to decimal number. Right now it is doing. So we did some. So these are the replacing the dollar by the empty string, NA by 0. These are kind of data transformation. We pre-process the data, right, and we convert the data type to decimal number. These are called your data pre-processing. See, only when you convert the sales column as a number data type, you can perform any kind of arithmetic operation. With this, you can compute the profit, okay, net profit, margin, net margin, and net margin percentage, everything, right? If you want to perform any arithmetic operation, the column is supposed to be number data type, isn't it? Okay, what is the next step? I just click on the file menu, and here you will find close and apply. There are 3 options here. If I click on the close here, It's pretty common sense. Okay. It is not going to apply all the steps, whatever I carried out on this data. So what is happening currently is the first step is I loaded the data in my Power BI desktop. Okay. Sales W04. I loaded this. The data get loaded in the memory. Okay. And then the memory we did, all these changes, it applies on the memory. But when you click on close, what will happen is whatever the changes that you made it in the memory, it will not become permanent. It will simply undo all these steps, whatever we carried out. Okay. And see, the next one is apply. Okay. This one, what happens is, okay, apply all the steps that you carried out on your data set permanently. Okay. But don't close the Power Query Editor. But in this case, close and apply. So I don't need the Power Query Editor now. And I want to close it. And at the same time, while closing it, make sure that you apply all the steps to the model. Okay. Creating connection model. So model is this one, the third thing. Okay. It is connecting to model. Then it applies all the changes there. Now your sales column got assigned with the correct data type. And if I go to the data view here, and then look here, the sales column got converted decimal. Earlier, we were seeing text data type. You might be asking this question. So can't I change the data type here itself? Why should I go to the Power Query Editor? The answer is pretty simple, right? So what is the difference? I could have changed the data type here itself. Why should I use Power Query Editor? What is your understanding? Can someone open up and tell me why? I just allow you to unmute yourself. Can someone tell me, why I did not do that here? So why did I do that in Power Query Editor? Change the column data type here. Because this column requires some kind of treatment. If I change the data type from text to decimal number here itself, what will happen is it will, for that specific value, right, prefixed with dollar, it will assign error there. Because text cannot be converted to number data type upfront. You need to remove the dollar. You need to strip the dollar value, and then only you need to convert it to the number data type. That is not possible. Data transformation, you cannot do it here. Data pre-processing, you cannot. Before you convert the data type from one data type to another data type for a column, it requires some kind of treatment. Data pre-processing, you need to pre-process the data or reformat the data, and then only you need to do. So here, if you do it, what will happen? That specific value will become error. So the data pre-processing, you can do it in Power Query Editor only. Remember, that is the reason why we went there and understand all the basic nitty-gritties. Okay, and instead of jumping, directly into the full-blown data pre-processing, you will end up a lot of issues. Okay, though it looks very subtle or trivial thing, but these are the one will cause a lot of problem in real-time scenarios. So here we can check the data. Here also you can change the data type, provided that all the values in this column are number type. If you are very sure, then you can go and change it here. Okay. Fine. So you learned how to do the data processing a little bit using Power Query Editor. How do we do that? Okay, you can do. Another reason why we use Power Query Editor is, look here. You can undo the steps. Mistakenly, you removed a column. And later you realize, no, I need that specific column back. Right? You can get it back. You can undo it there. But whereas if you remove a column here also you have an option here. For example, row.id column is not required in my report. This column is not at all required. Then why should I have it in my data model? Yeah, fine. You right click on it and then delete it. But this one will get removed, permanently from your data model. The row.id column will get removed. Look here, the row.id column will get removed in your data model. Okay. But when you do the same thing here, for example, I just right click on it, remove. That's it. Removed columns. Row.id column got removed. And I just go here and hit the close and apply. Let's wait for some time here. Look here, the row.id got removed here. Okay, even in the model, if I see here row.id column, can you see row.id here? No, right? The column got removed. Cool. Now the question is, why the hell should I go to Power Query and remove it? Delete here itself, I can right click on delete it. Okay, you can do it, but the thing is you cannot undo it. For example, if I go back to Power Query Editor, currently I'm in I closed it, right? Okay, I just go to the home ribbon and then transform data, hit the transform data icon here. Now the Power Query Editor got open. Let's see. Later point in time, I realized, no, row.id column should be there. I shouldn't have removed it. Mistakenly, I removed it. So is there any way I can get that column back? Yes, it is possible with Power Query Editor. So next to this step, removed columns. So this is the step, right? Row.id, I removed it. Remove columns, table.remove columns. It is good if you remember some functions, the M language related functions. If you remember, it will be good, okay? And you can go here next to the step. Look here on the right side, okay? Next to the step, you will find the cross icon here. When I click on it, it will undo the change. It will undo the step. Okay, it will take me to the previous step and the recent step will get removed. Okay, row.id, I got my column back and file close and apply. When I do this, the row.id column, I can get it back. But whereas if you delete the row.id in the data view, you will not get it back at all. Though it appears very trivial, so you need to understand all these basic stuff because we are working with millions and millions of records. When you open Power Query itself, it will take half an hour time. The volume of data is very high. These are the things that if you remember it, it will improve. Look here, the row.id column got included. Productivity is also matters a lot, isn't it? Okay, so now we understood. So 25,000 rows are there. The number of columns, if you want to see it, you can go to the Power Query Editor. There only you can see the number of columns. Even in the Power Query Editor, you can see the data here. Here it shows the 26 columns, right? Number of columns are 26. And then you can see the 9 plus rows column profiling based on top 1,000 rows. That column profiling is whatever the thing that you see, the valid, error, empty. The same, this is called your profiling. Look here in the view ribbon. In the view ribbon, you have something called column profile. Column profile and column quality. Yeah, column quality. To enable column quality, you can see 3 statistics like valid, error, empty for each and every column. With this, we can make sure that all the columns in my data set have a valid 100% valid value in it. If you find any error in it, you need to fix it. Make sure that you are fixing it, okay? Otherwise, it will throw an error. Okay, and then empty. So make sure that you don't have any blank records. Okay, fine. I'm not going to close this. Let it be there. I'll keep it aside. So now the order ready. These are the things are there. Okay, fine. The next question is, okay, I have loaded the data from my sales underscore w04.csv file into my Power BI desktop. And I just saved this file. Click on save. Here it will ask you the file name. I just gave day one, load data from different sources. Day one, load data for different sources. This is my report file name. What is the extension of this report file? .pbix. What is that? The extension of this file is .pbix. From the interview point of view, and even if you are into consulting, this is good, right? Because the customers, they will ask you pre-sales call, they'll ask everything. These are the basic thing. If you say, I don't know, then it will be a question of capability. That one, look at day one load data differences, the file exchange dot pbx. Okay, and the right, okay, that is the thing that you need to remember it. And the next thing is okay, I just remember, so when I mistakenly created a new column here. The next question is, okay, now I loaded the data of sales W04 into my Power BI desktop. Where that this data will get stored. Okay, the file name is, this is the report file name. How about the data? The data will become part of this report file itself. You need to keep this in mind. Once you load the data will become a part of your report file itself. Supposing I want to publish this report to cloud, you have a icon called publish here. If I want to share my report to others, okay, for example, this is my visual. Already I explained you, right? So just pending the visualization, you can select whichever visual that you needed. It will get dragged here. The visual will get created with the dummy values. And I want to populate this visual with some data. For example, here I just select the category column and I just dropped it directly into my visual. And then I have a sales column. I just drag and drop it here. Okay, this is my report. Okay, likewise, you create some other visuals and you design it in a visually appealing manner. Your lot of formatting options are available, can make it more visually compelling. Okay, and the next step is I just want to publish it to cloud. So because this report is available in my laptop, I want to share this report with the folks within my org across the globe. I want to share it to them. The only option is publish it to cloud. Hit this button, publish. Can you see it here? Publish here. Okay, you need to hit this button. When you hit this, it will ask you your username and password for your Power BI cloud service. The Power BI cloud service, you need to go here, epp.powerbi.com. Okay, this is what your Power BI cloud service. In your case, you just type this URL, app.powerbi.com in your browser, and then you need to sign up here. Okay, and you need to go and sign up here. So in my case, I signed up with support at deepneuron.in. So if you want to sign up with the Power BI cloud service, you need to have the official email ID. Okay, so with your official email ID, only you can create you can sign up here. Once you sign up, you will have a 60 days trial period. Okay, I would suggest don't sign up now, probably after 4 weeks or so, or after 3 weeks. I will tell you, okay. So that time if you create it, so that you will have sufficient amount of time to practice, because they give only 60 days trial period. Okay, beyond that, you cannot use it. You need to go for pro license to use it further. Okay. Okay, now I just want to publish this report. Anyhow, I'll explain that step later. Don't worry. Okay. Look here, the moment when I hit the publish icon here, it opened up here, automatically connected to my Power BI cloud service, to this one. And then, these are kind of folder. Look here in my Power BI cloud service, you will find something like workspaces. When you click on it, if you want, you can create a new workspace. You can give it the Jan batch or something like that. Okay, some name. I just give it here. And then a sandbox, something like that, dev sandbox for our naming convention, January batch. Okay, I just click on save here. The new workspace is created on top of your cloud, on your cloud. Okay, this is kind of a folder in a Windows. You create folders, right? You just think that way. I want to publish the report which I created my Power BI desktop into this workspace on cloud. I just go to the Power BI desktop here, and then I just connect it one more time. I just click on the publish one more time. So Dev Sandbox Jan, this is the one I created, wasn't it? So I just selected it. Look here, publishing this PBX into Power BI Cloud Service. It will take for a while to publish this. While publishing this report on cloud, it makes sure that it publishes the data also along with this file. It publishes the data also automatically behind the scene. We don't have to publish the data separately, publish the report separately. Remember this. And I go back to my cloud service. Look here, the report file. Next to the report file, you can see that this icon with the column chart, which means this is a report file. And next to that, when you see the database kind of thing icon, there's a data set. So this data set, did I publish it separately? No, right? I just published, I hit this button once and then I selected the workspace name. That's all. It got published. Along with this, the data set also get published automatically behind the scene. In order to publish that, the report on cloud, you have something else called the data gateway needs to be installed in your laptop. That I will explain it later. See, there should be some kind of agent, right? When you hit the publish button, some agent should run here. That agent, what happens is, it not only uploads, it's kind of uploading your report on cloud. Along with that, the data, that is available as part of the report also getting uploaded or published automatically behind the scene. These are all possible because of some daemon, some services needs to run in your system, right? So that is what your data gateway. We'll talk in depth about the data gateway later point. It's a very, very basic class today. Okay, how to load the data and the basic stuffs like when can what is the advantage of using Power Query Editor, and can't I do all kind of data transformation? Data transformation you cannot do it here, right? So you can just view the data. Probably you can change the data type, but if you are very sure, the column has proper value in it, and you can go ahead and change, but it is not recommended, making the changing the data type. Better you go and change it there, okay, in Power Query Editor. But if you are very sure, the values in the columns are perfect and you don't see any issues, then you can go and change the data type here itself. The other option is you can change the data type here also, okay. For example, here the quantity column is there, you just select it. And when you select it initially, right, in your laptop, when you open this Power BI desktop, it will be the properties pane will get collapsed, right? It will be in a collapsed state. You need to expand this and by click on this. And then look here, you selected quantity column here, it shows quantity. If you scroll down here, the data type, it shows text here, unfortunately, right? There is some problem with the quantity column also. Let me just go and see it here. Text data type here. There is some problem happened here. But when we looked at in the Power Query Editor, we saw, did I see that there? But we just looked at the quantity. Let me just check here. Look here, somehow, right, the quantity column got converted as something like, so what I do is I can go and change it there. Ideally, you can change the data type here. So I know very well all the values in this column are valid only. So I just select the whole number. Okay, and then I need to apply it, close and apply here. So later point in time, yeah, right? So if you want that data type to be text or something like that, okay, you can undo it there. That is the one advantage of Power Query Editor. And then if you go here and if you see the quantity column, look here also it got the model, it applied the changes. It became whole number. Earlier we saw text data type. Okay. And same thing, you can see it in the data view also. So can we continue, or it's already 1 hour over? I'm okay to continue for another 30 minutes. Is it okay for everyone? And especially Kiran, you are in Singapore. Is it okay? It's already late for you, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. Is it okay if I continue for another half an hour?
Sir, it's like it's afternoon time for me.
Okay.
So, sir, 1 is okay because it's becoming like little. I have to grasp also later on, so it will be very much to take in one go.
Sorry, I did not get you. So what you're saying, 1 hour is not sufficient?
No, no,
Or
1 hour is sufficient. I said 1 hour is sufficient. Otherwise, it is will be difficult to grasp everything in one go, sir. Meaning to say, sir, 1 hour will be sufficient for me. Hello.
okay, okay, fine. Here, some construction work is going on. These guys are, a lot of noise. I understood. What you're saying is 1 hour is sufficient. Go beyond this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So see the next session onwards, right? First 2 or 3 sessions, it will be like this. Very basic things I will cover it.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, because the